I swear to God, I don't know what goes on. Sometimes things just stop. The internet all of a sudden just was like, nope, we're gonna send no signal for half a second, which caused everything to crash. We love it. It doesn't matter, we're back now. Should probably pull up chat. There we go. Okay, so I got my ruby. I'm excited. Here are the ruins. I don't know why I'm running past them. Let's see what's in here. This has been really bothering me. This is one of those things that now that I have this knowledge, this is forbidden knowledge, because what's gonna happen is then every time I play this game afterwards, I'm going to intentionally save every single one of these gems that you need, and I won't spend them because I know that this place exists. Even if it's the early game and it's like, oh, you could really use this right now, I'll be like, nope, can't. Because there's one dungeon in the marsh where, you know, I need these gems, and I'll be afraid that I'll never get them again, even though they're extremely common and I've gotten a whole set multiple times over. Alright, Trogs. Cool. Probably should have set some traps down. It's okay, though. Wasn't expecting Trogs. It's like literally one of every kind, too. That's kind of cool. It's like the same as the gems. Why am I stuck? That should help. You know what, I'll take all on him. Okay, he doesn't have that much health. Good. Kinda expected him not to, because, you know, ranged bomber. Let me get rid of him now. Okay, that was kind of neat. I mean, not really like, I don't know, not really like that crazy, but it was kind of neat. Troglodyte staff. Man, you guys really have nothing for me. That's okay. The loot's bound to be amazing, right? Definitely not a waste of my time. Fabulous palladium shield. Okay. Is this iron? Rich iron. If I get a medium ruby from this... Alright, thick oil. Trog chest. The mushroom shield. That's cool. Tiny aquamarine, 5 salt. The mushrooms, sure. Alright, I mean, I don't know if it was worth the hassle of running all the way across country to find all this, but it was kind of neat. Plus, there's a ton of rich iron. This is a good farm for that if you need the metal. Sometimes it's not about the power, it's about style. Inflicts elemental vulnerability on shield charge. Why can't I block? Is block not left trigger? Or left bumper, I mean? Block is right shoulder? No, it's not. Left. That's just wrong. Why would anything ever in my left hand be right bumper? That is a terrible control scheme. Alright, I mean, that was a neat little dungeon, and I found a cool shield out of it. So I guess I take all my stuff back to Monsoon. Then I go down and we do Cabal Wind Tower. And maybe the, whatever, what was it called? Abandoned Ziggurat, because I've been to the Dark One. They're kind of next to each other. And on the other side of the map. So I could run there, but since I have to run to the other side of the map anyway, I might as well just go up to Monsoon, deposit my stuff, rest, repair, all that other stuff, and then go and go down there and do the stuff. Plus, I can really prepare. I have no idea what this Cabal Wind Tower is gonna have for me. But I can pack some, you know, like, good potions. Some elemental resistance or elemental immunity potions and stuff like that. I imagine poison is gonna be a thing. I've got plenty of things for my pressure plate traps. I'm not too concerned about that. I wonder what the common weakness of the enemies in this region is. Because there kind of is one, from what I can tell. Or, like, not a common weakness, but, like, there seems to be, like, every region has something that, obviously, the things are kind of resistant to. So, like, I would imagine cold is pretty resistant in the Chersonese region, fire in the desert, and then Monsoon and the whole Hallowed Marsh is resistant to poison, because everything here deals poison. Enmerkar, I don't really know what would be resistant. I guess maybe physical? Because you've got, like, the golems and the obsidian things, and even the deer are, like, kind of physically resistant. Somewhat. Not like a ton, but I don't know, they're kind of bulky. A lot of bulky things in Enmerkar, so maybe? inflicts poison on shield charge. It's kind of neat. Half plate boots, put that stuff away. So we have elemental immunity potion. We really need to make some food stuff and some like different charges and whatnot. I just haven't had a use for crystal powder, really. Decay resistance could be nice. Rage, Life potion, I have a bunch of those. I think nerve gas charges are needed. And even if I can't, even if I don't want to like keep all of these on me, because I have a lot. How many do I have? 29. I could put like 10 of them away. Let's check out the food side of things. Mineral tea, absolutely, because I used a bunch of it. Soothing tea, sure, a couple of them is fine, and that's pretty much it. So let's put the swords away for later if I ever need to make this stuff. Honestly, I think I'll just put the iron scraps away. That's way too many. Mana stone. We've got some good food. Gonna need to get more water now that I've done all this cooking. What do I have for like potion things over here that might be nice? Elemental resistance. I don't know how long these like temporary immunities and whatnot are. Frosted powder? Where did I get that from? Because, like, maybe that's a cold stone and crystal powder? I'm willing to try some things. Maybe it's a couple cold stones and crystal powder. It might actually say, hold on. No, it doesn't really say. Ingredients lost, invalid combination. Okay, well, maybe it's 2 cold stone. I don't know. I'm gonna grab a bunch of these. And crystal powder is not hard to make. I've got a ton of mana stones, but I also have a ton of crystal powder on me. Let's just grab some of these. If I had to guess, it's like 2 and 2. If it's not 1 and 1, it's like 2 and 2 or something. Nope. Maybe you can't make it. Maybe it's 3 and 1. Nope. Maybe it's the other way, 3 and 1 or 2 and 1. We just gotta... I don't care how many of these I'm going through right now. This is why I hoard things, so I can experiment. Nope. Nope. What was the last one I haven't tried yet? I think it was 3 of these and 1 of these. Nope. Okay. Worth trying. Let's see. Gotta get rid of the gem, get rid of the palladium scrap. Okay, that's good for now. Oh, hey, Jack, what's going on? I was trying to make frosted powder. I didn't even realize I had that, and I was like, I don't know what that is, and if I can even make it. So I was just experimenting, seeing what I can figure out. It's not a big deal. I don't really want to know the recipe. I just saw it, was like, huh, I wonder if I can figure this out real quick. Because I had like 50 cold stones and like 14 crystal powders, so I'm like, I'll try whatever.
Is there something you need?
Not a big deal. Occasionally when I see something and I'm like, maybe I can figure this out, I'll like mess with it. And see if I can get that, but nah. If I don't, I don't. I don't really care. Comes from a special beetle. Okay. Like, meh. Not really that obsessed over it. I just thought I'd try it because I'm like, well, that makes sense to me. I'll put this stuff together. I don't know how I have some of it. Don't know where I got it from, but I have it. Where the heck am I going? Yes, I kind of put that together based off of its description. That is probably used for some sort of cooking. There's like a whole dessert section of cooking that I don't know, but I have sugar, so there's gotta be desserts in the game. I have no use for it because nothing has ever, like, given me it, so I have no need for that right now, I guess. I was just messing with it, seeing what I could figure out. I'm not really that concerned about that type of stuff. Oh, the Lich has more stuff to give me. Yeah, later. Yeah, I'm, I don't know. Now that I'm pretty much ready to go into DLC areas at this point. I haven't yet, because I still want to wrap up a couple more dungeons, but, yeah, I'm pretty ready to get in there. My number one observation of this game is how detached certain things are. You know, according to what people have said in here, archery was never really meant to be like a main focus in the game, and then they added it kind of last minute. It feels that way. Enchanting was added via DLC. It feels that way. Because while you can get certain things, it just, like, it doesn't feel cohesive. It feels like it's just kind of plopped in there. So, I figure if there's something I don't know how to make by now, that it got added later, and I just haven't been to that section yet. Chats have basically been screaming at me to go to the DLC the last few days I've been playing. Because they're like, oh yeah, this is from the DLC, this is from the DLC, you should go to the DLC. Yeah, you get enchanting stuff from the DLC, DLC. And I'm like, there's still some base game to explore yet. So, I'm a little hard-headed that way, where DLC, once I go to the DLC, I'm probably not leaving. Ultimately, that's more than likely what's going to happen, is I just won't leave. Like, I have no real reason to go to these other places unless I'm really specifically looking for, like, a resource that I can't get there. But I'm a hoarder, so I have, like, everything I need. And then some. Okay, where am I? Where is... That's the dark ziggurat. Because that's the tree. So, if that's that, then... I guess there's a whole sign here I could just look at. This takes me to Enmerkar. East. Must be right about here. Or something. Yeah, because these are the ruins. Well, it's basically steered away from going into the DLC in the beginning of the game. Because I was told that, you know, it's pretty difficult, so... Like, I should just kind of... For my first playthrough, just kind of go through and pick one of the normal factions, basically. And go from there. I'm sure the DLC adds a lot of really cool things, and... You know, people who play the heck out of this game know, like, all these special routes and stuff of how to get the gear that they want. So, a lot of people will be like, go to the DLC because you can get this thing, and if you combine these things, then you can make this, whatever, super weapon or really awesome armor or whatever. And, like... I just don't really particularly care about min-maxing like that. What did that do? Anything? I guess maybe I'll check over here first. I'm sure in later playthroughs, like, if you've played this game a million times, you know, there's definitely some builds where you're like, why would I get this thing when I can get this better thing pretty early on? I completely understand that. But it's kind of funny that people, like, I don't know, they, like, forget what it's like to play this game for your first time through, sometimes. This didn't do that. I really would have expected it to. There's gotta be another lever. Like, maybe down here or something. I got cat fur everywhere. It's like tickling my nose. Hey, Demon, welcome back. Got your internet back. Everything's somewhat back to normal, sounds like. That's good. Got your power. Obviously, if you have internet, you probably have power. I have one build that's not ultimate power. I can just hit fast with skinny discs. Yeah. I love the build crafting in this game. But there is like a flip side to that where because there's so much build crafting, people will like start to find, like, they'll start to min-max, you know, what's the best way that I can do this and the most efficient way of doing this. And like, if you don't, if you're like a new player and you don't do that, I'm not saying like people have yelled at me or anything while playing this, but they're kind of like, I just got this really weird experience where people are like, oh, don't use this, it's a cheap weapon. I'm like, it's the only weapon I found that's good. What do you mean it's cheap? Well, you can farm it from somewhere and get it, and it sells for a lot of money and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know where that is. Like, it's really weird. I love playing through games for the first time because of that. Because people, like, they know all this stuff, they know all this background stuff, and they forget sometimes what it's like to play your first time through. Because, like, it took me not until... It was, like, 2 streams ago when I finally found the Cabal of Wind Tower where you could farm the horrors to make horror weapons if you wanted to. It took me pretty much the entire game to get to that point. This did nothing. So it's just kind of funny because it's like, there were some people that were talking about the bow I was using and how it was busted. There were some people that were talking about enchantments and putting enchantments on it. There were some people talking about, like, you should go get this thing, you should go do this thing. And I'm like, bro, I don't even know where that is. Hey, Spectre. What's going on? The fun policing how you should have fun. Like, it comes from a good place. Like, I'm not really mad at anybody, you know? It's just, it's so fun because I'm that way about certain games too. And I really try to, like, curb my enthusiasm for somebody who's playing a game new. And just, like, you know, like, try to help them if they want help or ask if I can give a hint, you know, that type of stuff. And a lot of people have been good about that too. But it's very funny because, yeah, people show their support in other ways. They're like, oh, you're using this weapon. Oh, man. Like, yeah, that thing's busted. And it's like, in some ways I feel bad for using it, but then other times I'm like, I don't really feel bad. I've never seen anything that competes with it, like, in this entire thing. I did look up some of the bows that you can make in this game, and I'm pretty sure there's nothing really left for me to make at this stage. I have to either get into DLC or it's legacy upgrades, which is, I'll say, disappointing. I never really felt like I got a bow that was, like, extremely powerful. I'm sure there's enchanting stuff that you could do with this bow, but I don't know, like, any of the enchanting recipes that I need to make anything, and I don't know what any of these enchantments do. Is there a there is a staircase in there. Stealth potion? Meh. It's fine, I suppose. I was really expecting there to be a lever in this area. And I don't think I can really get up here. My red blade is a legacy chest version of that halberd the bandit leader has, so a weapon is as good as you use it. It's been in the game forever. Sucks that only a few legacy items, like... that there are only a few legacy items, certain ones that have it. Yeah. It's the legacy chest is a really cool idea, but it does, I don't know, it definitely feels like, I don't know, they could have gone a little bit more with, like, the variety of weapons that are in the game so far. Like, there's basically one of every element for kind of every weapon. I mean, I don't want to say every element, but, like, there's kind of, like, you know, you've got, like, the gold lich weapons, and you've got the horror weapons, and you've got the obsidian weapons. Like, those are your different mixtures. It's like you've got swords and spears and shields and all this other stuff of all these different types of weapons. But there never seems to be, like, a better version of that. That's what enchanting is for. And enchanting was added in the DLC, so if you don't find the enchantments or don't already know what to look for, you miss out on that. I've played through the entire game with a base horror bow because I don't have anything for enchanting to make this thing better. I'm sure I could put an enchantment on it, but then, like, if I don't like it, I'm stuck with it. That's still closed. I probably have to reflip this lever, or I'm missing another one. Okay. Cool. Adventurer, Jelly, Silver Helm. Like, I should probably get the Silver Helm, but I don't really want it. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Cool. What was the point of that? Enchanting is never really explained once you figure it out. Yeah. You kind of have to figure it out first. Well, like, I understand based off of the scrolls what it wants me to do. My real problem with the enchantments is that they don't say about, like, what kind of enchantment they're gonna make on your stuff, and that once, like, if you put something on it, you're like, cool, but I don't know what this is. So, if you don't like it, then you just have to remake the gear and do a different enchant on it, which, you know, takes resources I don't really have. This must be the abandoned ziggurat, I'm guessing. And it just kind of sucks that it's like that, because it makes it feel very just like thrown in last minute type of thing. And I wish that it was a little bit more cohesive. I wish that you could talk to, you know, one of the caravan people and they could tell you about it or something. Or you talk to an alchemist and they tell you about it, since they sell the scrolls. And that the loot pools were updated so that when you fight, you know, like a bandit captain, there's a chance you get an enchanting scroll or an enchanting item. It feels really just like kind of random. Because I don't even remember what, like, the elemental item is. But it'll be like, oh, you like fire essence or something. I think I have 2 of those from the entire time I played the game. I don't know where you get them. I don't know where you farm them, if you can farm them. Like, they're just, like, so rare. Whereas, like, the, like, alchemy potions and stuff are really common. The scrolls, I can buy them everywhere. I can't really buy some of these other... What are you doing, dude? I can't seem to buy, like, these essences or whatever from alchemists. So they're supposed to be rare. Wow, I guess easiest fight ever, I suppose. He glitched himself into the corner. Hey, Helia, what's going on? Easiest Jade Acolyte fight. It's very cohesive with all the other secrets the game has. I like that there are secrets. I just, like... Maybe... Elemental Particle Ether. Okay? I got one of them off of that thing. I think that makes, like, 3 total that I've had. What is this? This looks like the Plague Doctor's stuff. I've already been there, though. I did fight the Plague Doctor, for anybody who's been kind of following along, but wasn't able to stick around too long last time or whatever. Last stream I fought the Plague Doctor. It was, not that bad of a fight. The Gold Lich seems to be... The Light Mender seems to be a more difficult fight, I would guess. That is Goop, scientific term. It's funny that you mentioned scientific term, because... the Plague Doctor in this game, he's a Lich that is trying to help humanity by absorbing all this, like, corruption, which is a lore thing. And he is kind of a scientist because of that. So that's not entirely inaccurate to say that scientific term. It fits the theme. I just don't think you would call it goop. But it's funny that you mentioned scientific term just because he is kind of, as a plague doctor, the closest thing to science this world has. I don't know where that one came from, but okay. Let's eat food. Yeah, no, he's a cool dude. I showed up in his ziggurat and I found the levers, so I just started messing with him. He's like, hey, quit that. And then I messed with the other one. He's like, huh, you know what? Come talk to me. I just, like, I want to talk to you. And so you go down there and he's all like, hey, what the heck you think you're doing? And you're like, I don't know. What are you doing? And he's just like, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to deal with this whole corruption stuff. You're like, oh, sweet. He's like, you know, you're either really dumb or lucky, or just like you have skill of some kind to have actually made it through all this. So why don't you come fight me real quick and we'll see if you're actually skilled or not. And then you do, and he's like, man, you're kind of like the best adventurer I've seen in a long time. So here, I'll teach you how to craft really cool weapons. It was super chill. That must be the quarry, so yeah, I don't want to go there. I want to go this way. Yeah, Gold Lich wants to destroy humanity. Well, rather, he wants to turn humanity into something better because of the corruption thing. So, like, I don't know. He's evil, quote unquote, because he wants to like purge humanity. But hey, I think we can all kind of relate that humans can be scum. And this is a lore thing. Like, there's a reason why he's doing it. So it's not just like I want to murder all of humanity because I feel like it. I loved threatening him, and like, he's all like, you'll never stop me, I'll just be back in a week. And you're like, okay, I'll see you in a week. He's like, wait, what do you mean? And you're like, well, if you're gonna keep threatening humanity, then I'll just kind of keep showing up. He's like, wait, really? You just keep fighting me repeatedly? And you're like, well, I did it once. He's like, oh, well, I guess good point. I didn't think about that. Here, take some gems and leave me alone. I won't fight. I won't do anything to humanity for the rest of your life. You're like, okay, cool. So that's about where that ended. Okay, so is there like a way into this Cabal of Wind Tower, or is it really just like sunken into the marsh and it's just like cool, I guess? I'd imagine if there is an entrance, it's like kind of hidden. It's for the totem. For Cabal hermits. So there's nothing. It's just this totem thing. For those that need to interact with the totem, yeah, this stuff. I kind of forgot about that whole thing because I'm not getting into that whole tree of anything. Alright, well, that about completes the Hollowed Marsh then. The only thing I have left to do is go back to Enmerkar and explore a couple areas that I didn't go through, and I don't think I'm gonna do that fight with the dude at the other Cabal of Wind Tower. There's no way for me to prep the pressure plate traps and stuff that I need to be able to fight him effectively. If I had all of the physical resistance and elemental resistance and everything where I was actually immune, he'd still hit me and stagger me out of placing my traps, which I need as part of my build. So I don't think I'm going to fight him for a very long time, if ever, in this playthrough. If they were cooler about it and you could not drop immediately into combat, and they, you know, gave me about 10 seconds to do anything, like apply buffs or whatever, like, I could drink the potions or whatever before I go into the thing, but I still can't place any traps or anything because he immediately rushes you, so there's kind of no way for me to fight him. I found a boss. I don't know if I could call him hidden. It was one of those, like, unknown arena bosses or whatever the heck they're called. I don't know, because I went into a Cabal of Wind Tower, like I've done before, and he absolutely clapped me into next week. So, and there's basically no way with my current build to actually fight him appropriately. So I'd have to be a melee build for me to really stand a chance. There's only been a handful of things in this game like that, but it does bother me in any game where they just plop you into a boss fight. I get, like, that there's an interact, like, hey, if you interact with this, you're gonna go into the boss arena. Totally fine with that. But I have things, you know, I have the traps and stuff. I need to set those before I really engage the boss, and I can't set them because you teleport me into the boss arena. You know, I can't really set them outside the boss arena and then be like, cool, just follow me. Like, I don't like the whole teleport into the arena thing that they do in this because of that. And that's a very specifically trap user build issue. Because pretty much everybody else can buff themselves. If you're magic, you can buff yourself. You can drink all the potion, you eat all the food, whatever. You do everything you need to do. But this whole, like, boom boss is, like, something I don't really like. I wish that there was a more proper, like, walk up. Like, it would have been really sweet if the boss was, like, you know, here or whatever, and I could see him and I could approach him and, you know, like, prep for the fight a little bit better. But that's also not an uncommon issue in other games too. Any trap build person in any game, it's very difficult to prep your traps in advance. It just sucks because they throw an insanely difficult enemy at you, just like, oh yeah, he'll like 3-shot you. If you're not prepared for him, you don't know what to expect, so he 3-shots you. And you had no time to even try to fight back and see if you did enough damage to pursue this fight. Why did I do that? I want to go back this way. Yeah, those guys are there to test your endgame builds. I can't actually do my build. Like, that's my argument, basically, is you allow for a trap build, a, you know, like a stealthy rogue character or a trap user can't do their build in that type of fight. They just can't. So it's a test for some builds. I'm not really that upset about it or anything, but if you want it to test people's builds in that way, you should give them opportunities to do their build before they engage into the battle. There is no way I don't have an endgame build because I've literally beaten the game with this build. Like, that's a false argument because that is the definition of endgame. Like, I've beaten the game with it, therefore it works. Like, that's what it is. I haven't done the DLC, but the DLC will also give me more options to do more things. So if your boss is an end game boss and I have literally beaten the game with the build that I have, then he should be able to be beaten with the build I have. That's just how it works. Otherwise, he's a challenge boss of some kind, and maybe my build doesn't work for that challenge. Perfectly fine with that. But I'm able to fight both the Liches, I'm able to do the entire campaign, I'm able to do, like, every other dungeon but that boss with this build. I wouldn't say I'm not endgame, considering all those other factors. That's not different, man. How do you define the end of the game? Completing the story. Like, that is the end of the game. There's nothing left to do at that point. You go and do the DLCs, which is not endgame, but that's a DLC thing. Those are additions to the game. Those are DLC side story things. If the DLC is the end of the game, then don't let me finish the game without, or don't let me, like, don't roll credits, don't beat the game until you finish the DLC. But they're tacked on at the end. They're kind of separate from everything. So I understand what you're saying, but, like, actually, logically speaking, endgame is beating the story. DLCs are not part of the story. They are DLCs. They are add-ons. Unless they seamlessly flow into it where everything is designed to be done all at once at the same time. But they're not. They're kind of tacked on. Let's see, what do I have that I don't want on me? I think I have. It's my actual current weight in my bag. Let's see. So I haven't been over here. I want to go over there. I can spoil everything you can do that counts as end game. I wouldn't say do that, but I feel like it can't be considered end game if I have already done the game. Like, I've already done what is the end of the game. It's added stuff, but I mean, like, I have a problem with the definition of end game. I don't care if the developers said that that's what they consider end game or whatever. The definition of end game is, can you complete the story with your whatever? That is the end of the game. The end of the story. So, if they want to call it something different, fine, but like the concept of, oh, you're not like a true character because you haven't done the DLC is like something I really have a problem with, because I don't agree with that at all. I would consider what you're saying min-maxing, not end game. There's a difference between that. Because having to go through and you're like, I pick this quest, which gives me this buff, and I do these things, and that gives me this other buff, and then I make this build that did blah, blah, blah. That is min-maxing. That is not what it takes to beat the game. You don't have to do that. If you want to min-max, perfectly fine with that, but that's not normal. That's not what I would consider normal for a video game. I'm not saying that it's wrong to do that or anything, but every game has those extremities. That doesn't make them end game because you do or don't partake in that. That is min-maxing. Destiny 2. I play a ton of Destiny 2. I can do every single piece of content in the game with my builds, but I'm not min-maxed. I have friends that do way more damage than me and are better at playing the game, but I can still do all of the game with my build just fine. I just do it slower. It takes me 4 or 5 phases to solo a boss instead of 2. Equally end game, because I'm doing the end of the game with the build, but I'm not min-maxed into a super, you know, freight train of a build that just absolutely annihilates everything. That's min-maxing. Where you have everything lined up perfectly to maximize your benefits and minimize your, what's the word I'm looking for? Detriments or whatever. I would also argue that optimized is different than min-maxing. But they're basically the same, but I would say that there's a difference. Optimizing means you don't, like, you have kind of made your build as smooth as you possibly can, but you're not literally picking very specific things. You're like, look, this is my build, this is what I have, and this is the best way that I can do my build. Min-maxing is, like, I have literally scoured every single set of things that I can get for my character. I have handpicked every single perk, every single item and weapon. I've done every step in every quest in this order with this amount of time, because I've literally nitpicked it down to that partial of what is necessary for my build. And because of that, you get rewarded with high damage. But I don't min-max in any game I play. It's just not fun to me. I don't do that. I like to play through a game as an adventure, as a story, and play through it a different way and do some crazy things. I like my builds to be bad, because it's more of a, how crazy does this get? I don't care how good they are. I want to know, like, can it be done? Is the real question. So that's sort of how I view it. And that's how I play my games. I can agree doing the build that I'm doing is not the best way to play this game. It's not the strongest way, but you know what? I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I'm not saying the game should allow me to go battle literally everything with this build. I'm saying that I wouldn't consider something that is testing min-max builds to be, oh, well, then you're not an endgame character if you can't beat that. No, you're just not, like, a perfect character, which this never was. This was just a casual playthrough. So it's kind of one of those, like, I probably won't go battle that guy if that's what they're expecting, is a perfectly min-maxed build. I will probably never battle him. Unless I want to do it the Dark Souls way of, screw your min-maxing, I'm going to go in there and beat my head against a wall until I win, because I like doing that too. I've done that before, but I'm probably not going to do that in Outward, just because Outward's not that type of game that I enjoy for that type of stuff, because dying puts you in crazy locations, usually nowhere near where you died, and then you have a bunch of debuffs, and you have to recover from that, and that means sleeping and camping and dealing with food and water and all that other stuff. Whoa, hello. Hi. Manticore. Let's maybe start with the deer. Or not. Oh, well that's bad. I didn't think the Manticore was going to aggro onto the deer he was standing right next to. And now they're both coming after me. Let's see. What? Oh, that was bread. Didn't mean to do that. And, like, that's all I'm trying to say. Jack's wife. I appreciate that both of you are able to listen to this. That's very cool. But, yeah, that's basically all I'm trying to say. If you're gonna call something end game, like, so the logic in my head, I would say is, okay, something is end game if you can actually beat the story with it. If you can, it is an end game build. It is not good, maybe. You might struggle more than you would if you're another build, but that is an end game build. I was able to do it. I wouldn't consider somebody who is, you know, an archer with a simple bow, no buffs, no nothing, no chain skills, no nothing, to be an end game build, because it's literally just a beginning character that hasn't made any progress. Could you beat the game that way? I'm sure you could if you're good enough at the game, but that's not what's intended. They intend for you to unlock the skills. They intend on you making better weapons and finding better armors and beating those quests and everything and finding all the dungeons and doing that type of stuff. I'm stuck on the dirt. That's what they intend. If you want the world's best Outward player could go through and probably beat it by only kicking the boss or whatever. That's not an end game build. But min-maxing is a little bit different than that. That is highly optimizing everything. That's not taking a single quest or a single skill or anything, point of anything, that would hinder your ability to do damage or whatever. That is literally looking at everything and being like, does this work for this boss or this character? Ow. Hello, that was a lunge. Wasn't expecting that. Still pretty fast, but you know what? I can cheese you. I think I'm gonna run so that I can place my pressure plates again, or rather, arm them. Or he'll just chase me. That's okay. I'll get enough time by running this distance, we'll be fine. And I forgot to eat food. Rip. That's okay. Oh, hi! You really caught up. That was much faster than I thought. Well, we're fine. I really wish I could break away from this boss, but that's okay. I just need more everything. Stamina and whatever. Ow. I pressed roll. Yeah, this was a miscalculation. I was not expecting him to rush the deer, and then that to kind of rush me. I got a little overexcited. It's okay. I think well, not if I get stuck on a tree, I won't be able to pull this off. We need some distance. Slow down, dude. Oh, stamina's a problem. Stamina is a big problem right now. I really need to get him lost. I need to heal. Oh, I'm stuck. Well, I'm gonna die. I just got stuck on terrain. That's a problem. Will he follow me down here? He may not. Maybe I can get away here. Or if he does, maybe he can't get back up very easy. Oh, don't get stuck on the terrain. You're the human character. Of course, he's bigger, so he's probably gonna kill me right about here. I have no stamina. I gotta not get hit by anything. Yeah, he got me. That's fine. I was not prepped properly. I should have eaten food and drank water and prepped my traps better and didn't fight at night. I didn't expect him to be that tanky. I'll get him next time. Yeah, cool. Cool. Cool, they eat my food. I don't really care. That was just me being dumb. I definitely had that, if I had the right food buffs. The hunch. I don't know what cures that, but I happen to have maybe... Oh, maybe it all rotted. I had fungal cleansers. They may have all rotted. Cool. What does this even do? Physical damage minus 15%. Good thing I don't do much of that. Just arrows, but not against the Manticore. That's not happening. Jack's back. Big danger puppy. He's unique. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely is. Royal Manticore is definitely unique. I just didn't prep in time. I should have looked at my buffs and debuffs before I engaged him, and I just didn't. Because I didn't expect him to be that bulky. I fought Alpha Manticores, so I was like, oh, this one will be a little bit stronger. But no, he is much stronger. He has much more health. So now that I know that, we'll be fine. I nearly got him on the most scuffed battle ever. So, hello, troglodytes. Goodbye, troglodytes. Now I just have to figure out how to get the heck out of here. That's where I was. Or don't. Just get stuck between two of them. Love that. Out of the way. This looks like an out. I also wasn't expecting manticores to be in this area. And we're out. Okay. If I had to guess, I'm, where he was guarding originally. So let's, make sure I'm good here. Just drink some of this stuff, make sure my health gets back to full. And let's see, how about a bandage? Let's put everything I can think of. I don't know what he's specifically weak to. Fire seemed to do a number on him. We'll try everything. Okay, now with buffs and not worrying about the cold so much, and traps placed, and it's daytime, that does a big thing. Maybe I can find him again. I wish I had a better stamina restoring thing. I've got the potion. He's probably full health again, but like, this is a much better... Oh, he's not. Oh, well then this is easy. Come up here, I dare you. Follow me. Step on any one of these, please. Literally any of them. There we go. Expected him to be full health. Star Child Claymore. Neat. Yeah. That wasn't too bad. I'm a little ashamed that I didn't prep like I should have for him the first time, because that was easily done. That was easily something I could have done in first try. Oh well. Such is the way things are with that. I suppose I could go explore the lair. There's another manticore in there, but I think I can probably deal with it. Depends on where it is. Enclosed spaces are kind of bad for this. Are they fighting the manticore? Wow, they won. All right, well, get up here then, guys. I'll deal with you much easier than that manticore. You guys are far slower. Boom. Boom. Well, that made a turn. Get out of the way, Halberd. I don't want you. I'm just picking up all the things because I want to move them off the main path. Drop. 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 Tiny aquamarine, pressure plate trap. That would have been probably nice on the manticore itself. More alpha meat. Tons of that. No, I actually want to shoot that thing, because that's the more annoying enemy. Elemental particle ice. Oh, and a spike trap I didn't see. I'll give him that. Spike traps are pretty hard to detect. You don't know what to look for or where to expect them. They just kind of happen. Nothing I want. Pretty sure this is where I woke up. Don't care about the smoke route. Oh, interesting. There's like a ruin area of this. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Huh. It's like a statue of a queen or something. I might want to try to get down there if I can figure that out. Let's see. Oh, this is dead end. I wish I could mark something, like I could place something down here to mark, don't go that way. I suppose I could, like, drop something. Oh, well, I figured out how to get down here. Can't do anything about this, though. I guess I never saw it from above. Alright, well. That's that, I suppose. Torches are cheap and you can drop them, yeah. That's true. I guess I could use them to mark. I don't know. I kind of wish there was like a, I don't know, like scratch the ground type of thing. Free, easy interact, whatever. Like torches are fine. I just, I don't know. I'm getting tired, honestly, of hopping into this crafting menu every time I want to do something. If I want to make a torch to like have a torch, I don't mind crafting it, but like, I don't want to carry torches on me as path markers, really. So, it'd just be cool if there was a way for me to, like, literally mark something by a nice, easy interact. But, the best this game will have is the placing the torches down, which honestly, it wasn't that twisty. It was just kind of food for thought, because like some games you can do like they'll have like torch holders, and in those torch holders will be a lit torch, and you can like light them or douse them if you want to try to mark where you're going. But that's also not like a person, like a dungeon where people would go into. It's troglodytes and manticores, so it wouldn't make exact sense for that to happen in there. I don't know. But hopping into the menu every time to craft something, just to drop it, is a bit cumbersome. Not unbearable, just I avoid it at this point, because I have to go in that menu all the time for arrows. It's like, oh, I'm running low on arrows, let me scrap everything, gather wood, make arrows. Like, I do that constantly with this build, so it's a little tiring. Like if, I'm trying to think of like an equivalent to that. I've definitely played games where there's something like that. It's also the same thing with like the pressure plates. I'm having fun with them. They're a fun part of my build, but oftentimes I find myself now like, if I don't need to use them, I won't. I like to have them to prep for a boss battle, but like bandits and stuff. I used to place them for bandits and do all that, but the interact times to do the animation to place it, then to place the actual component, then to pick it all back up, is getting tedious enough where I'm like, all right, I don't want to do that if I don't have to. It'd be really cool if for like traps there was a quick deploy option, so you could be like, I want like nerve gas pressure plate. You could just have that as a set option, and then honestly be cool if you could skip the animations of doing it all. I know it's there to be like challenging in the moment, so you can't just place them down if you're being chased. Friend. But yeah, those would be like fun little additions, I think. I understand why they don't, so I'm not really upset about it or anything. But it would be cool to be like, yeah, let me just do nerve gas pressure plate, place it here, no animation, just to speed things up. It's kind of the same thing as when like in games that have like a gather animation, like this one. This game has that too. If you have to pick a mushroom, if you have to whatever, there are a lot of times modders will just mod out the animations where you just go up, you press it, and you automatically pick it up. I tend to get those types of mods after a little bit of time, because it just gets a little old repeatedly back and forth all the time going through those animations. It's kind of like how in Far Cry 3 they had animations for like, oh, you killed a shark, you know, go in there, skin the shark, listen to your character as he like groans and puts it in the bag, and then like I think in Far Cry like 5 they stopped with that. You don't even do the cutting animation or placing it in the bag. You just literally hold X and then there's a pile of bones on the ground. It does break a little bit of that immersion, but like this salt crystal having to press and hold, wait for the circle to fill up, then watch an animation to get 3 salt. It'd just be cool if I could be like, boom, 3 salt. Moving on. There's probably a mod out there, honestly, for that, if I had to guess. Okay, I have to figure out how to get rid of this hunch thing. It's probably a potion. I'll go check the alchemist, because none of the teas do it. Let's see. Well, with that, I think I'm finally ready to go into the DLC too. I have basically nothing else to do. Let's check these out. What can we do? Nika fever. Really? Huh. What have we got in here? Ah, hex cleaner. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. How much money do I have on me? 484. I have over 2,000 in my darn box, so let's go convert this.
Hey there.
Oh, I got this sword too. I gotta put that away. I don't want to have that on me the whole time. Okay.
This worries me.
This worries me. I love how they say that. Still have 1,800 silver after converting it all into gold. Well, not all of it, but like as much as I can from the various shopkeepers so far. Hello, alchemist.
How can I help you?
I need gold ingots. I don't know how I got all this extra silver.
Want to buy something?
I guess I just sold things
How can I
and
help you?
never bought gold ingots with it. I'm usually pretty good about that. Okay, finally. I want to have, I think, about 500 on me. And then I definitely don't want to have 24 gold ingots on me. I'm thinking I could have maybe another 5 on me for the time being. That seems pretty good. What's my corruption at? 9%? Okay, we're fine.
This worries me. Yes!
Cool. Harmattan we go. Finally! I should also clarify the reason why I've been playing the game the way I've been playing it, and I'm not talking about builds, but talking about why I didn't go into the DLCs, is I personally believe that you should never go into a DLC of the game until you are basically told to do it, or if it is so like cohesive into the main story that like it feels like you don't even realize you're doing it. That happened to me in Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's what that Phantom Liberty, that was the name of it. Cyberpunk's Phantom Liberty DLC was so ingrained into the base game that I randomly stumbled into it. It was like, oh crap, I didn't go do Phantom Liberty, I went and beat the base game after that, but I very well could have, because of how it just fit naturally. That section of the city was always there. It was my first time playing through it. They didn't say, oh, this is the DLC. They just were like, go talk to so-and-so. And when you did, it let you into the Phantom Liberty DLC. When you have stuff that's like perfectly ingrained in that way, I love that. Anything that feels detached or separated, I always do the DLCs either when I know that I'm at the very end of the game, and it's like right before the final boss or whatever, then I will go do the DLCs sometimes, or I'll do them after the final boss, because a lot of times DLCs tend to be a post-game thing that they add, and so everything gets really crazy. Like, you can go onto DLCs in some games and get a free armor set that's like just better than the end game base armor set or whatever, you know? Like, you complete the main story and they'll be like, oh, they'll be like, oh, hey, you got this armor set. It's better than the final boss's armor set that you get of this game. And that it's just, there you go, for free. Like, I hate that. I hate when a game too also does, oh, you pre-ordered? Here's this armor set that just trivializes the entire beginning of the game. I always drop that stuff or store it or whatever if I want to keep it for later, but if I don't have an option, I drop it on my first playthrough. So I avoid DLCs as much as I possibly can until it feels like, okay, I have nothing left to experience. Let me see what this is. Punishment for your hubris is at hand. The Forge Master demands justice. Long have I languished in the chains of Sorobor cast upon me. My sacrifices forgotten, their crimes unpunished no more. Your ancient factory is bent to my will. Surrender all who serve Sorobor Academy by the end of 60 days. Make your peace with the 5 winds. Okay. Also, this game in particular, with the whole thing about everything being timed, where it's like, hey, once you start this quest, if you don't do it in time... There's a glowing rune inside the ribcage. If you don't do it in time, then, you know, you, like, fail it, or you get the worst ending possible. It's like, well, then, why would I? It feels as if you've been attuned to something. Okay. Called the research laboratory. Okay. So I can now open new doors and go to the research laboratory. Dean of Naturalism.
Don't tempt me to violence. Oh, don't tempt me to violence.
What's your deal? Repairs are being done to the walls. Can't risk any ghosts slipping into the city proper. Behave yourself. We'll tolerate no violent crime here. We didn't survive the worst of the scourge just to let troublemakers do as they please. Tell me about the region.
Listen well.
North of town, you find Golem Lake and Old Harmattan. Don't try to get in there. We've sealed it off to keep ghosts trapped inside. If they got out, it could seriously endanger the region. To the east, there's a ruined cultural district, and just north of that is what was once known as the Four Winds District, where that old gang once held power. It's mostly wild animals and golems there. To the south, there's a Vigil Crystal, Old Merchants District. The east of that, you've got the Old Cabal Winds Temple and the Mana Lake. To the west, oh my god, I'm never going to remember all this, dude. You better write it down in the journal. There's a few outlaw gangs trying to discipline the Wolfgang mercenaries. Be careful wandering into any of the ruined districts over there. You may find friends, or you may find a great deal of foes. Check before you attack.
Can I help you? Oh, come on.
Be wary of corruption clouds. The damage left by the Scourge was bad enough to even a century later, much of it has yet to fade. Keep your eyes peeled for large Scourge beasts and malfunctioning golems. Heard reports of a Wendigo prowling the south as well. Steer clear of all of them unless I'm well prepared. I've fought Wendigos before, so unless it's a crazy one, not really that worried about it.
Carry on then.
Far too many to name, I'm afraid. The most important people are the Sorobor Academy or Central Marketplace or in the military district. Why do they bump you out of the menu every time?
Carry on then.
Lower east side, just for water, there's a drinking basin by the marketplace. Okay. There's all these deans. Naturalist dean, military dean, engineering dean. It feels like there's probably something to do with the story at some point. Like, go, I don't know, support 2 deans or something and you get to choose. Let's see. Door can't go in. Nobody important here. Can't go in there. All right.
Ah, greetings.
That's it? You didn't have anything else to say to me?
At ease? What do you need?
Hey, listen. Put him up. I'll train ya.
Prismatic Flurry? Seems like a monk thing. Asks you to bend magical boons with your fists.
Here's the plan.
Return and show me a piece of pure chitin from an enhanced scourge beast. Alright, well, I don't really want to learn monk stuff anyway, because that's not my thing. Now, a really cool game would be if you could combine classes in that way. So, you know, I'm kind of a ranger class with the bow. If I could combine monk and ranger so that, like, oh, monks are really good at hand-to-hand combat and they move really quickly. But rangers are good at long range and, you know, they tend to be stealthy. It'd be cool if, like, okay, so now you can move really fast and really quietly and you could rapid fire your bow because you've combined these two classes together. Or you have some, like, bow tactics that are unique, like being able to, you know, pin somebody to the ground, then shoot them in close range combat, or slide under them and, you know, shoot them while you're dodging at the same time. Like, that type of stuff would be really cool. And then likewise, if you could mix, like, magic with, you know, whatever, archery, then it's like you have all your elemental arrows and you have things that, like, you know, maybe you have arrows that make noises, or maybe that's a, you know, artificer type of thing, like engineering thing. You can make special mechanical things, whatever. Like that'd be really cool to be able to combine things like that. That's kind of what the chain skills are, but like they really don't do that much. They're like, hey, plus 40 stamina and now you have pressure plates. It's like, oh, okay, well, that doesn't really combine into a cool thing. Like, what I'm envisioning is you say, I want this and I want this, and when you do that, you get a new skill that only those two classes would combine to do. That would be really cool. But that's probably my D&D brain, because there are basically classes that are exactly like that. Don't mind me, I'm just doing nothing here by this tree. Got it. Arcane Dean, that's the academy. Okay, let's talk to, like, the shopkeepers, and there's an inn. There's a player house that I might be able to get into, potentially. So, you are the baker.
Can I help you?
Bozu's meat. Resist corruption. This jam is full of corruption. Corruption-bearing berries. Fresh cream. Yeah, this is where I can already tell, like, hey, there's gonna be some, like, dessert stuff. Because here's sugar, which I never used in the base game. But now they're adding milk as a component. They're selling sugar as a component. Like, yeah, I can see. Flour, fresh cream, flour, that's gonna be used to make, like, pastries and stuff. What is this? Wheat? Yep, there you go. That's how you're gonna make your flour. Like, yeah. I wish that those recipes were in, like, all the merchants, all the cooks, all the everything. It feels very weird that none of that stuff is in any other cook's inventory in the entire game.
Something on your mind? Now, don't tell anyone, but...
And I understand that, yeah, you can come here at any time, you can learn that stuff, but then you still, if you want milk, you have to come here to buy milk. Because the only creature in the game that has milk can only be found here. That's super weird. Oh, that's kind of cool. He's casting swords.
Want to buy something?
What do you craft? Golem scrap. Golem. A shield golem scraps that can make you some antique garb. Interesting.
Want to buy something?
Oh, and finally, the first blacksmith that doesn't constantly have anvil banging. That was getting obnoxious too. Ah, and there's the virgin weapon. Okay. Designed to receive enchantments. Yeah, all of this should have been in the other merchant's inventory. Been things you could have bought, been things they could have either made or sold. Like, obviously, more of it, or better versions of it, should be found here, because this is where it's from. But, like, why do they have fang weapons if, like, that's a beginning game thing? Like, it's just, it's weird to have that stuff here, but not this stuff there. Dagger, makeshift leather boots, horror chakram, mace, axe. Yeah. Arcane dampener used in pressure plate traps weakens foes. Neat. Cool.
You better have the money.
What you got? You got fur armor, you've got some of the desert armor, potions, teas, rags, all that other stuff. Okay, you basically just have a combination of all of the things from the base game. See, this is exactly why I was saying before too, like, I like to save DLCs for later, because this guy literally sells stuff from every region. This one guy. So you could just come here and buy desert clothes and wouldn't have to deal with the desert if you could get the right rotation. Like,
Need something?
wild that, like, why would I... That is kind of, like, broken for the base game. Because you're supposed to, like, oh, this is the desert. I don't have anything. So I found food. I found ways of, like, I went into a cave. I did all these things. Like, I had to strategize around it, save up, spend a bunch of money on desert clothes. Or I could just come here and get the stuff. Like, shortcuts. It just seems very, like, yeah. I'm glad I waited to the end for this, because that would have kind of ruined that experience for me.
Here's the plan. Need something?
What do you have? Marble sword, marble axe. Yeah, I found, like, the marble chakram or something earlier. Palladium spear, brutal spear, prayer claymore. Like, if you come here and you buy this stuff, you could get yourself a palladium spear pretty much instantly. Like, it's not the best weapon, but it does do lightning damage, and I haven't run across anything that's really extremely resistant to lightning, except in the marsh. Yeah, these are some really good weapons. This is, yeah. kind of wild.
Can I help you? Can you lend me a hand? Can I help you?
Let's see. Warbows, easy to get. Again, you could come here and buy a warbow and then one-shot everything in the Chersonese region. Oil bomb, bullets, horrorbow, tripwire trap, pressure plate, arcane dampener. Want that. Horror pistol. That's new. Definitely don't know how to make that. I'm curious what that even looks like. I only bought it to see. That's bone pistol. I can't even really tell. Cool though. Arcane dampener. Dreamer's root, crystal powder, and Buzu's hide. Yeah. Okay.
How can I help you?
Alchemist. I want to
can
train.
teach you a thing or two.
Could teach you the haunt hex. Use to summon ghosts. Protect me whenever I venture outside. This hex makes my foes even more vulnerable to his ethereal attacks. Sure.
Pay attention. Yes. How can I help you?
Okay, your stuff's a little expensive though. I'm noticing that. Their stuff's a little bit pricier, but like fit probably. Innocence potion. Illuminating potion. Spiritual varnish. Yeah. Purity potion. I'll come back. Who are you? Armorer.
You better have the money. Do this for me. You better have the money.
Let's see, what do you have? Emolite, scaled makeshift. Basically just armor pieces from various armor sets around the game. Junk pile, Darkstone. Okay. I could probably sell that.
How can I help you?
Maybe I won't because it's new to me. What else we got? Whatever, that's fine. Cool, so that was blacksmith, alchemist, the market itself, the chef, a different chef. Alright.
What do you need? Can you give me a hand? Well, what do you need?
Mana Heart Bass, okay. A corrupting but delicious dessert. Fresh cream, flour, cheesecake. Yeah, look at all the stuff. Bread of the wild. Bread is probably with flour. I mean, like, being able to make bread would have been awesome in the base game. Cheesecake? Man. I'm glad I'm not hungry right now. I had so much food yesterday. I went out to breakfast with my dad, my grandpa, and a bunch of other family members. And I had a super large breakfast and haven't eaten since then. I had some cheese last night as a snack. That was it. Hello.
Can I help you?
Let's see. You look like you might be selling the house. Yes, 500. Okay, well, I've got that in gold. That's why I brought the
What
gold.
do you need?
And she has more than enough, so we're just gonna go here. You can have the gold ingots, give me the money, and then you come over to here. Yes, deal. Welcome to your new home. Heck yeah. I expected it to be 500. I expected there to be a player home. Let's look at this. What do we got? We got a bunch of sugar. We got a bunch of milk. Okay. We got a bunch of wheat, of course. And then down here, we've got... Why is it always 2 beds? I guess 1 for each player, because this is kind of a 2-player thing. Alchemy kit with all that. We've got some cool new like alchemy ingredients / other crafting ingredients. We've got a shrine. I don't know what the shrine does, if anything. Nothing for me, basically. There's the chest. Okay, so kitchen's up here, alchemy's downstairs. Kind of don't like that, but it's not the worst. There's no water in here. I really liked the Levant house for its water in the house. Oh, there is water here. Okay, nope. Scratch that. Love this. This is a good house. All in all. It'd be cool if it was like the monsoon house where they had a farm that you could get like some of the wheat and stuff from, but whatever. Cool. All right, I'm going to take a small break, get up, stretch, get more water, that type of stuff. I'll be right back, everyone. Let's put up, where the heck is it? The thing. Yeah, probably 5 minutes or so. That sounds about right. All right, be right back. Okay, welcome back, everyone. That was more than 5 minutes, but it is what it is. It's what it took for me to get my stuff together. All right, so what do we want to do? I think I want to get in my storage here. I have 68 gold. I think I want to go in here and just grab like 5 of these and go to everybody and be like, look, sell me everything you have for whatever I want.
What do you
Just
need?
be like, come in here and be like, I don't know how to make bread. I don't know how to make crawlberry jam. I don't know how to make... Oh, wait, I do know how to make flour because I bought that. Let's see. I think that's everything there. And instead of paying you in silver, you pay me in silver. Boom. And then we come over to here, and we're going to talk to you, and we're going to see. We already know how to make that. Looks like we're good there. Okay. Your inventory survives for another day. The Alchemist. You had some stuff. You know, I guess I'm learning Oil Bomb, because I haven't bought that in forever, and I'm tired of seeing that. Let's see. And then same thing, like, oh, you pay me 26. No, you pay me 74.
How can I help you?
And then the Alchemist, what do you got? You got a little bit of everything, don't you? Fire Varnish, apparently never learned that. Innocence Potion, getting that. Purity Potion, getting that. You owe me 163. No, actually, you owe me 37.
You better have the money.
I don't think you have anything I don't already have or care about. Hi, Gracie. Meow, 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 meow. Pretty sure same thing for you. Let's see. Yeah, you already have all that. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna just learn all these recipes real quick.
Want to buy something?
Dagger, sure. Shield, sure. Gracie, what you doing? What you doing? Okay, did I buy all of your stuff that I wanted? Yes, but I didn't buy, like, wheat and sugar and all that other stuff. Gracie. Hi. I'm bored. Give me just a little bit more time, kitty cat. She's being cute. Okay, who else? Player house. I haven't been to the academy. Maybe I should grab some stuff for the academy. This is my house, is it not? No. Which one is my house? Gracie, calm down. You're okay. You're okay. Is this... Oh, wait a minute. Can I steal your plants? You don't really have any plants. This is my house. I have a person working my own farm. Too bad I can't tell him to grow wheat or anything. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave the stuff here. I don't have like eggs or anything, and yeah, figure it's probably better not to I don't know, pick up those ingredients because they'll start to spoil, probably, maybe. I don't know. Oh, I didn't even check to see if the alchemist had more enchanting. Seven alpha jerky? Jeez. I don't remember having all that.
How can I help you?
You don't actually have any enchanting. Okay. Wait, who are you? Craftsman.
Is there something you need?
Boozoo backpack. Okay, out of curiosity, what does that thing look like? And what's it do? 75, does not interfere with the user's role, protects against corruption. Interesting. Not bad. Can I go in here? No. Ooh, wait a minute. Ha! Free wheat! 1 wheat. I'm rich. Gracie. Hi. Calm down. You're okay. I will be with you in just a minute. Okay. Recruiter?
Welcome to Sorbor Academy. Try the door on the other side of the hall. The one with the crystals.
Is there something you need?
Ooh, okay, here we go. Great life potion, great endurance potion, cold stone, this incense, Cecropia incense, yeah, getting that. Might as well get the stuff about the potions. What else we got? Castigation, definitely don't have that. Humiliation, don't have that. Instinct, don't have that. Isolated rumination, nope. Priest's prayers, I might have that one. I do have that one, okay. Rascal's verb, don't have that. Snow, don't have that. I pay $3.45. No, more like I pay you $45. For all of that, that was a huge win for me. How much silver do I have? 402. I have plenty of money, so it's not gonna be a big deal. Hello, Ninth Watcher.
Welcome, mage. I can train you if you want.
The power of Scorching Touch. Enemies touched by this hex will find themselves further vulnerable to the power of your flames. Yeah, sure.
Excellent.
Not that I do fire magic very much, or fire anything. Master of Cursecraft.
I'll train ya.
Ah, here we go. See, here's the hex magic that people were talking about. That's kind of cool. Jinx inflicts a random hex debuff on the target. Torment triggers a related reaction in all nearby affected enemies afflicted with a hex. Nightmares reduces max mana burn from sleeping by 25%, reduces max stamina burn recovery. Okay, by 25. So definitely more mage oriented, but yeah, okay. I mean, stamina's not that hard to recover. Blood Sigil. Acquires a dark stone, increases corruption by 2%, creates Blood Sigil. Rupture. Detonate all hexes on nearby enemies and all souls for related damage. Increases elemental damage by 15% when tired and 30% when very tired. Cleanse. Requires 50% corruption and a mana stone. Creates a dark stone. Removes 30% corruption. Suffer extreme bleeding and 65 decay damage. Woo! That's a lot. But that's a way to reduce your freaking... yeah, your corruption, which it seems to be a thing in this realm, so maybe I want to have that for this. I also don't have my third chain skill, so maybe this is the perfect time for it. Can I not go downstairs? Seem to be doors. Maybe that's just for show. What you got? Dean of History, clean water. Okay, Dean of History, what you got?
Every artifact and ruin we discover is a new source of heartbreak. We've lost so much because of the Scourge.
Academy Library.
I'm afraid I'm swamped with work right now, visitor. I have a foot-high stack of theses to read and judge, like this one on... oh my.
What is this? Oh. Huh.
Good day.
Doom Hex. I mean, yeah.
Listen close.
I don't have a lot of specific hexing that I do, but like I'll take it. It's magic. Who are you?
Oh, it's you.
Okay. So, do I want to learn hexing is the thing? Because I still don't have my third chain skill, and honestly, I'm not in love with piercing shot, so maybe I get into this a little bit more. And I can still trade my stats if I want. Stamina's nice as this character, but like not essential. I get 100 mana, which would be nice. But I have to really consider that.
Give me a moment to give me a moment to think.
Wish you could go downstairs. I wish there was more people to talk to here. Yeah, look at all the enchanting stuff now. Assassin, armor, helmet, boots, yeah. Palladium weapons. Weapon, junk, iron, gold, virgin. Armor, helmet, boots. Yeah, it has to be those types though. Weapon of that. Can't do that. Forbidden knowledge. Goes on a lexicon. Palladium weapon. Virgin weapon. Staves, helmet, wolf helmet. Fur armor or virgin armor. Weapon. Rot. Virgin or basic? Basic trog specifically. Enchanting snow on any bow. The first one I've seen that specifically mentions bow. Armor, helmet, armor, weapon of none of those kinds that I have. Armor, weapon, again, none of the kinds that I use. Weapon must be iron. So literally, the only one that I have that says goes on a bow is snow. And you need a pale beauty incense, and I don't think I have any of that. I might know how to make that one, though. Does the caravan say anything?
Greetings, friend. Greetings, friend.
Okay, let's check the box. I need, what was it? Pale beauty incense. I'm almost certain I don't have that. When did I get pumpkin pie? And cheesecake? What? I must have come with this storage or something? Bursting with energy, but full of corruption. Oh, pumpkin pie. Sure, I guess. No, I don't have pale beauty incense. Okay. How does one make pale beauty incense? I think I know how to make that. Dreamer's root and elemental particle. Okay, and then you make this stuff. And then you use that for enchanting. Okay, I don't have Dreamer's root, but I did find that somewhere. Maybe Enmerkar. Maybe Hallowed Marsh. They seem to be in dungeons from my experience. Now, I do have elemental particles of ether, so cool. Well then, let's go south. Wait, actually talk to the guard again.
Can I help you? Listen well.
East, south, Vigil Crystal, in the Old Merchants District. Okay, so I want to do that. Alright, Harmattan City, Sealed Warehouse, Ancient Graveyard, Downtown Clock, bunch of different things, and a fort. Ancient Bunker? Downtown Clock. Well, might as well, I suppose. Although there is a bandit or something over here. No, wait. No, there's not. Beast golems. What are you? Nothing. Just a tree. So in theory, I could hex something if I had the hex stuff, and then lure it into a pressure plate trap. How am I not hitting you? There we go. Crystal powder. Palladium spikes. Ooh, sword golem. I have something for you. It's called nerve gas. Which makes no sense that works on a golem, but I don't really care. Ow. Perpkin. Okay. Looter armor. Purity potion. I am tired. That's a first. I've never been tired before. Interesting. Oh, that's a little messed up. That doesn't look like your average sword golem. Rusty sword golem. Okay. I want to know what this magic stuff is. Alright, so there's definitely a lot to explore with this area. I think it's probably good that we call it here today. Because there's just so much to do, there's so much to think about. I think I'm going to look up some stuff at this point, Nothing super crazy, but like, what all can I maybe make and get into? And I might get into hex magic because there's kind of no reason not to at the moment. Because there's all this stuff that's all about like corruption this, corruption that, resist corruption. But like, there's no good way to remove corruption. So I'm gonna look some mechanic stuff up. I'm gonna guess sleeping in Harmattan gives you resistance to corruption or something like that. Yeah, decay resistance plus 10, so yeah, similar. Not quite the same, but similar. Alright, well, it's been fun. Thanks everybody for stopping by today, and I will see you on Wednesday. Have a great day.